Racially charged scenes from protests that erupted in Ferguson, Missouri after the 2016 police shooting death of teenager Mike Brown captivated the nation. But while many focused on inequality and a history of racial tension in the city, others noticed a different trend: the amount of military-style weaponry and armaments used by municipal and state police forces. The militarization of American police forces became a growing issue after the troop drawdown from Iraq and Afghanistan. With a surplus of equipment and grant money to offer, the federal government began making former war machines available to local community police forces. The rise in this trend and the issues it creates is captured in a new POV documentary, Do Not Resist. Here's a clip.
Your chances of dying from a terrorist attack are 1 in 20 million. So we need to put the brakes on the fear, and we need to act rationally. Terrorism works because it makes people irrational, and it makes them destroy themselves.
Almost 40% of what you are giving away has never been used by the military.
What they said is it's in Condition Code A. Condition Code A is like new.
Okay, well, I guarantee you the stuff you're giving away, you're continuing to buy. I guarantee it.
It's not free money. It's all of our money. And it's more than just all of our money. It's debt. You know, and debt is a form of slavery.
Do any of you now have any policy that requires you to track any kind of usage data for the equipment you're providing that is considered military grade? Yes or no?
No.
Joining me now to talk about the film and its implication in policing is filmmaker Craig Atkinson. Craig, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much.
So this is an incredibly challenging film to watch, I will say. And first, I just wanted to find out, how was it that you even came to this topic?
Well, my father was a police officer, actually, for 29 years outside of the Detroit area, and he was actually a SWAT officer for 13 of those years. So I kind of grew up with the war on drugs era of policing. What I wasn't familiar with was what you just said, which is the post-9/11 flow of military equipment to domestic law enforcement. The first time that I saw that was in the aftermath of the Boston Marathon bombing. And while they were dealing with an incredibly intense situation, it was the first time that I saw warrantless search warrants and people being detained with no charges being filed subsequently. And I was interested to find out what had changed from my father's era of SWAT, which was more of the war on drugs era, to what I was seeing in the aftermath of the Boston Marathon bombing, which seemed to be, you know, the effects of the war on terror and as it relates to our domestic law enforcement. So we set out, we wanted to tell a story that was nationally relevant. We filmed in 22 states. There's 16,000 police departments throughout the country, and no two police the same community. So we wanted to do something that was representative of the nation as a whole and the direction that we're moving towards. Through the countless ride-alongs in the 3 years that we spent with SWAT teams, we never had an opportunity to use it on terrorism. The day-to-day use of these vehicles and this equipment and these tactics were almost always for drug raids. And unfortunately, those were also not yielding anything more than small amounts of drugs. So here we have the tools of war being used to raid homes for low-level drug offenders, and we were just completely shocked by that.
So your film opens up in Ferguson, and I'm wondering why the film starts there.
Well, you know, we started a year prior to the events in Ferguson, and we were looking at a variety of topics, but that became the national conversation. I think that was the most identifiable moment for this discussion of the militarization of police. So we wanted to anchor people into a time and place and then start to unpack that throughout the film. Is how did we arrive here? What are the policies that allowed this to happen? And it wasn't, comes to find out, just the military equipment that was being met firsthand with the protesters, but it was a long-term history of abuse in those areas, of over-ticketing their population. There were some cities in the surrounding Ferguson area that were raising 50% of their operating revenue for their departments from ticketing their citizens. And even the cops that we spoke to said, some of them were like, we didn't want to be the tax collectors for the city. But when we arrived, it seemed as though it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and it was a community that had been dealing with policies that were so oppressive for decades. And this was finally the moment speak out against it.
And what was the reaction of the police officers who were getting this new equipment? Were they excited? Were they also experiencing some trepidation about this is a little too much? Or
it's very alluring, and policing oftentimes is referred to as almost a pack mentality, and you're part of a team. And you can hear these young officers talking about, oh, it was just so exciting the first time I put this equipment on. I was riding outside the armored vehicle, and they talk about it as if, you know, they're going in to save America from the terrorists. Except for when you look at the raid that they were going on, riding on the back of the vehicle, again, it was for a low-level drug offense. So there's a huge discrepancy between the proposed threat and what we're actually doing with it.
like I said, it's an important, but it's a difficult film to watch. So I thank you so much for taking the time to make it.
Thank you.
Do Not Resist premieres on February 12th at 10 p.m. on PBS. And if you'd like to join me in a panel discussion about this film at the Tumblr headquarters on Tuesday, February 27th at 6 p.m., visit Eventbrite for information on how you can get tickets for more information.